Daf Tzadiches. Today's daf sponsored Ilui Nishmas Yitzchak ben Avraham. The first point the Gemara discusses is new silver coins that are larger than old coins. The Gemara discusses Rav's law, where one purchased on consignment, agreeing to pay later with a certain coin that went out of circulation. Rav said he has to pay with the new coins in circulation. However, the Gemara wants to know, what if the new coin is larger in size? It would seem to be straightforward ribbis. He's getting more silver than he gave, or than he committed himself to give. The Gemara concludes that if the new coin is 25% larger, he pays 25% less coins. If less than 25%, the cost of melting down the coins would offset any added value. What happens? One throws his friend's coin into the Mediterranean. Rabbi exempts him if he knocked it out of his friend's hand, because that is a grama, a causative damage. If the water was clear, so the coin could be seen, and even if only retrievable by divers. However, if the thief grabbed it from the victim and threw it in the water, he cannot say, Harei shalcha lefanecha, go fetch it. He is liable for theft until he returns it, as the verse says, Yeshivas Rabbi Akiva. Concerning the law of redeeming Meiser Sheni, since the verse says, V'tzarta kesef biyadcha, it is not enough for the money to be retrievable, to use it as redemption money. It must be accessible for redemption. The difference between hammering and filing an image off a coin. Hammering does not diminish the silver content. It only causes the victim the cost of minting, which again is a grama. Filing diminishes the silver content. Similarly, when one deafens a person, he does not leave him physically intact. He causes internal bleeding. Therefore, one who deafens a father is liable to the death penalty unless he did not strike the ear directly. What about discernible damage that does not diminish value? One who nicks the ear of a cow disqualifies it for use as a sacrifice. In spite of this, the perpetrator is not liable, since most cows are not brought as sacrifices. What about indiscernible damage? One who uses water drawn to mix with ash of the para aduma or the cow itself he works is liable to compensate only bidei shamayim, but not midinei adam. An object damage that has no inherent value. One who burns a loan document is exempt to pay because it is only a grama. He prevented the victim from collecting his loan. The Gemara rejects a comparison to a machlokes tanoim. Rabbi Shimon and the Chachamim argue about a principle, davar hagorem lemamon kimamon dami. For example, one consecrates an animal by saying, Harei olai ola. If something happens to the animal, he must replace it. Although once he consecrates it, the animal belongs to Hegdish, and the verse exempts a thief from paying Hegdish, Rabbi Shimon holds, since the consecrator has to replace the stolen animal, it is still his, and all theft fines are paid to him. The Chachamim disagree. However, even according to Rabbi Shimon, the Gemara explains he holds the animal is considered the consecrator's because it has intrinsic value, whereas the loan document does not. However, the halacha, the consequence of the law of Garmi is, Rabbi Meir declares one liable. Although the Gemara in many places says grama b'nezikin pater, according to Rashi, both are the same. And therefore we hold doyin dina de Garmi, one is actually liable for grama. Other Rishonim distinguish between grama and Garmi. However, the final analysis, according to Rabbi Meir, one would be liable to pay the full amount of the loan if he burned the document, returning a useless item to a victim of theft. The Gemara suggests that the author of the Mishnah says concerning Chomed she'avar alav haPesach, the thief can say, Harei Shelcha Lefanecha, he can give it back to the thief, is Rabbi Yaakov. He holds even after the court decided to execute a shor haniskal, if the custodian returns the animal before the stoning, even after the verdict of the court, he is no longer liable to the victim, even though the owner cannot benefit from it anymore. The Gemara concludes that his reason is based on the law, that the animal does not have to be present in court to be judged. Therefore, the owner cannot claim the custodian damaged him by handing the animal to the court. He cannot conceal the animal to prevent their passing judgment. According to the Chachamim, he is liable because handing the animal over prevented the owner from concealing it. Even though passing judgment is indiscernible damage, the custodian is liable for actively damaging the owner. Partial rotting of fruit, since it is natural for that to happen, the thief can say, Harei Shelcha Lefanecha.